Hey, how are you? I'm Chris Robin, aka at Detroit Beastie, here with Team RiseOrFall to talk about Thursday Night Football. The Green Bay Packers head to the Arizona Cardinals in it's a pretty damn good football game. Let's just label it what it is. Normally, Thursday night is like the swept under the rug, whatever two teams are available, that's who plays. But today, Green Bay at Arizona. Stick here and let's talk about it. Some really weird moves to make tonight because of all the COVID stuff. So I'll be right back. Hang here. Hey, and here we are once again. I am Chris Robin, aka at Detroit Beastie, here with Team RiseOrFall. Thursday Night Football. You know the drill at this point. I can't believe today starts Week 8 of the NFL season. It's going by in a breeze, but hopefully we're making money here. You're in the Discord. You signed up for the premium services at this point. Look at the graphic. Halloween is just a few days away. Sunday, I believe. A lot of scary, spooky games on Sunday, but let's not get ahead of ourselves. Let's talk about Green Bay heading to Arizona here. This was going to be, as I said in the opening, a pretty damn good game. Green Bay comes into this thing as the kings of the North as it stands right now. Lions be damned, Minnesota, all that nonsense. It really doesn't matter. Green Bay is it within the North for now and for the foreseeable future as long as Aaron Rodgers is their quarterback. Meanwhile, the Arizona Cardinals, the only undefeated team left in the NFL. They are cruising. They are clicking right now. And who said you need like an overall stud RB1 to get your team moving? They have DeAndre Hopkins, they have Chase Edmonds, and James Conner has been making his presence felt so far. So let's talk about this one. As it stands right now, the over-under, I believe it opened at 51 even, and at this exact moment in time, it's at 50.5, so it's come down a half a point. No real surprise there. In terms of the betting line, over-under, I'm staying away from the over or the under here. I would prefer taking Arizona -6. I know in a way kind of buries the lead. I have Arizona winning the game, but I'll keep you on a line here, and I'll give you my final score projection at the end of the game here. But let's get right into it. Aaron Rodgers, father time. I mean, he's up there with Tom Brady in terms of age, kind of. I think Aaron Rodgers is still in his 30s. I don't know. Maybe I should have researched that before broadcasting to all of you, but I guess that's the whole mystique here. I broadcast, and whatever happens, and that's how we do it here. Green Bay at Arizona. Get this, Arizona's first overall against opposing quarterbacks. So tough sledding for Aaron Rodgers. We shall see. Regardless, Rodgers, $15,000 on FanDuel, $11,400 on DraftKings. Now, in the last few videos, I've kind of mixed in my personal projections for each player. So let's keep that moving here. We're kind of growing and learning together in terms of what you all like and what I can give you. I'm willing to do whatever you ask of me. Just make sure in the comment section or on Twitter, Facebook, whatever, wherever you're watching this, YouTube, leave a comment. This is what you're doing that I enjoy, and I want a little bit less of that and more of this. Happy to accommodate here. That's what I'm about. So Aaron Rodgers, I have him for about 24 to 25 completions. I think 250 is kind of a good floor here. I think he goes over that around 260 yards and 2 touchdown passes. And as this video unfolds, I'm still stumped where these touchdowns are going to go without Devontae Adams. As we know, he's on the COVID list, probably not going to play all the big shots, in terms of the NFL on social media. Adam Schefter, probably not going to play. So Aaron Rodgers, 2 touchdown passes to who? Where are they going to go? I have an idea, but I don't want to skip ahead here because I've been known to do that. Kyler Murray, Arizona Cardinals, they host the Green Bay Packers. Green Bay, pedestrian 18th overall against opposing quarterbacks. Kyler Murray, $17,000 on FanDuel, $12,000 on DraftKings. Kyler, 22 completions, around 240 yards, I would imagine. 2 touchdowns in the air, and I have him for another touchdown on the ground. So you're looking at 3 total touchdowns for Kyler Murray, and another, let's just call it like 6 or 7 rushes for about 25 to 30 yards in that mind frame here. Running backs, Aaron Jones, A.J. Dillon. Of the two, obviously we're going Aaron Jones. Arizona, again, they're 4th overall against opposing running backs. This Arizona Cardinals defense is very stout. So again, another reason why I like them to win. But again, who cares who wins the game? We want the guys that score the most points here. Aaron Jones, $12,500 on FanDuel, only $9,000 on DraftKings. Now Aaron Jones he does it all. I have him for about 10 carries, 50 yards, 4 receptions, 30 yards. Now, with this, is he one of the guys who catches a touchdown pass from Aaron Rodgers? Because again, final score, I only have the Green Bay Packers scoring 2 touchdowns. And if Aaron Rodgers is throwing them, that means that Aaron Jones probably won't find the end zone on the ground. But let's move on to A.J. Dillon. $6,500 on FanDuel, only $1,400 on DraftKings, rightfully so. About 6 or 7 carries, if that. Lucky to get to 30 or 40 yards. I'm fading A.J. Dillon, no surprise there. Let's talk about the Arizona running backs. Chase Edmonds, Green Bay, 15th overall against opposing running backs. Chase, $9,500 on FanDuel, only $7,000 on DraftKings, around 12 carries, 50 yards, 3 receptions, another 25 yards in that one. James Conner, I'll share a photo of my notes underneath this video because I have James Conner highlighted there. James Conner, 12 carries, 50 yards, and a touchdown on the ground. 1 reception, 5 yards, nothing special there. In terms of the wide receivers, this is where it gets kind of interesting. This is where we're going to make our hay. This is where we're going to make our money, and we have to get this right. Normally, DeAndre Hopkins is playing, Davante Adams is playing, and Hopkins might play, but Davante Adams at this point don't think he's a go. So those are 2 start it and forget it, set it and forget it kind of guys, but they're not playing tonight. Well, at least Davante Adams isn't. So where are we going to go with wide receiver? Let's talk about Randall Cobb briefly. Arizona, 17th overall against opposing wide receivers, $7,000 on FanDuel, DraftKings, $3,600. Now look, if Adams isn't playing, I know a lot of folks that are going to flock to Randall Cobb. That's fine. 5 receptions, 50 yards, nothing crazy there. I'm fading Randall Cobb. If you're watching this video, hopefully you'll join me, and let's move down the list. Amari Rodgers, the rookie wide receiver. I know a lot of folks, again, just in the last few days, this week alone, that are talking about Amari Rodgers, the rookie, going to see a little bit more work. 2 receptions, 15 yards, 2 receptions, 20 yards, if that. Amari Rodgers, $5,500 on FanDuel, only $400 on DraftKings. If you want a little bit of salary relief, have at it. I'm fully fading Amari Rodgers too. What about Equanimus St. Brown, the older brother of Amon-Ra St. Brown here in Detroit? St. Brown, $6,000 on FanDuel, only $600 on DraftKings. Again, 2-3 receptions, 40 yards, and that's about it. So if we move on, Allen Lazard recently placed on the COVID IR as well. More than likely, he's not playing tonight. So what about MVS, Marquez Valdez-Scantling? Again, as you can start to see a motive here, I'm fading pretty much all of the Green Bay Packers wide receivers. I know that's nuts, but that's what I'm paid to do, kind of dig in and see where we can find an edge. And I'm being honest right now. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But as it stands right now, I just don't see an edge in any of the Green Bay wide receivers. Tight ends, that's a different story, which we'll get to. In terms of the Arizona wide receivers, A.J. Brown, steady Eddie kind of fell off, but now he's back. AJ Green looks good. Green Bay, 7th overall against opposing wide receivers. AJ Green. I wish AJ Brown was playing tonight. Green, $10,500 on FanDuel, only $6,800 on DraftKings. Again, 3-4 receptions, about 40 yards, 45 yards, if that. The wide receiver I'm going all in on tonight. Again, my notes highlighted right there. Christian Kirk is the wide receiver you're going to want tonight, which is nuts given the fact that on these rosters, Adams and Hopkins are there. But to me, Christian Kirk, a little bit expensive, $11,000 on FanDuel, only $7,200 on DraftKings. Now, I have Kirk about 4 or 5 receptions, 50, maybe 60 yards, but hopefully, and I firmly believe that Kirk finds the end zone in this one. As I said earlier, Kyler Murray, 2 touchdown passes. One of them will go to Christian Kirk, so make sure Kirk is in your lineup. The rookie, another rookie, Rondale Moore, $7,500 on FanDuel, only $4,800 on DraftKings. Nothing special there. 2-3 receptions, 25-30 yards. So at this stage of the video, you'll notice that all the wide receivers I mentioned, I'm fully fading all of them except from Christian Kirk. All of them except Christian Kirk. 2-3 receptions, 30-40 yards. Nothing crazy. So again, I think the edge here tonight is to fade all of the wide receivers aside from Christian Kirk, unless you need some salary relief. That's up to you, and we'll move on. DeAndre Hopkins, just in case. Green Bay 7th overall against opposing wide receivers. D-Hop, $12,000 on FanDuel, $10,600 on DraftKings. If D-Hop is playing, you're rostering him. This guy is a damn good receiver. If he plays, more than likely 5 receptions, 70 yards, and a touchdown there. Again, disclaimer, if DeAndre Hopkins is active, get him in your lineups here. So let's talk about the tight ends briefly, and I'll get you the heck out of here. Robert Tonyan, Arizona's 1st overall against opposing tight ends. I saw a tweet on the Twitter machine where Arizona normally in all these last few years, if you like to stream and punt tight ends, you'll know that we've always picked on Arizona for years and years on end. And finally, they got their stuff together. Their 1st overall against opposing tight ends. Tonyan, $8,000 on FanDuel, only $4,600 on DraftKings. Again, pedestrian, four receptions, if that, 30, 40 yards, nothing special. The guy I want to talk about briefly, so much so I made a graphic. It's popping on the screen right about now. There it is. Mercedes Lewis, $6,000 on FanDuel, only $1,000 on DraftKings. Now look, Lewis is all his projections, 2-3 receptions, about 20, maybe 30 yards. But there's something in the pit of my stomach here that's saying that, Aaron Rodgers, as I mentioned earlier in the broadcast, Aaron Rodgers will throw 2 touchdown passes. I'm having this odd feeling that Mercedes Lewis catches 2 touchdown passes on Thursday night. I know. Look, I'm not trying to be outlandish. I'm not an engagement farmer, as folks say on social media. There's just something weird about this game that someone from out of nowhere is going to blow up. And if you don't have that player, you might as well go to bed. And I'm telling you now, I firmly believe Mercedes Lewis has some sort of special game here. 20, 30 yards, not special. 2 touchdown receptions at only $1,000 on DraftKings. Now that's special. Now we're talking. Zach Ertz, Arizona's tight end, Green Bay, they're 16th overall against opposing tight ends. Ertz, $8,500 on FanDuel, only $6,200 on DraftKings. Ertz, with his new team, caught a touchdown. It was a great one. Beauty. Longer one for a tight end here. Ertz, 3-4 receptions, 30, 40 yards. Nothing crazy. I think we can fade him and get away with it. In terms of the kickers here, goes a long way in terms of the final score here. Mason Crosby in Arizona, they're 2nd overall against opposing kickers. Crosby, $8,500 on FanDuel, $4,000 on DraftKings. He'll kick 2 field goals. He'll go two for 2 in field goals, and then the 2 touchdowns. Boom, that equals 20. So there's one piece of the puzzle here. Green Bay only scores 20 points. Matt Prater of Lions legend, Lions lore here. Prater against Green Bay, their 1st overall against kickers. Does that even matter? Just wasted time writing that down. $9,000 on FanDuel, $4,200 on DraftKings. Now, if you want to roster a kicker, Matt Prater's your guy. I have him for two for 2 field goals. One will be probably in the 49 to 55 yard range, which is more points, more yards, more points here. And extra points, I think he misses an extra point. I know that's weird, but my process here leads me to these weird things. So 3 for 4 in terms of extra points. Defenses, Packers on DraftKings, only $2,800. 2 sacks, maybe an interception, maybe a fumble recovery, and 31 points against. So now, if you're writing this stuff down, grab a pen, grab a paper. I have the Arizona Cardinals winning this one, 31-20, and I think so. Again, Arizona -6. That's my move here. If you want my full roster, grab a pen right now. I asked you to do that moments ago, but Kyler Murray, Aaron Jones, James Conner, Christian Kirk, and Mercedes Lewis. Now, you're going to have a lot of money left on the table, and that's okay. I'm telling you now. A lot of folks talk about that. I hate leaving money on the table, and they tinker, and you fool around, and you just build your lineup right out of the money, right out of the cash here. So I'm telling you now, Kyler Murray, Aaron Jones, James Conner, Christian Kirk, Mercedes Lewis, to me, that's what my perfect lineup looks for Thursday Night Football. And again, there's a ton of money on the floor, so you can kind of swap in Aaron Jones for Randall Cobb. And you're going to have one roster spot where I believe on FanDuel at least, you have about $16,500 left over. So if you wanted to, you could roster both quarterbacks and Aaron Jones, James Conner, Christian Kirk, and you go from there. I'm telling you now, I have a strong feeling about Christian Kirk and Mercedes Lewis. Make sure those two are in your core lineups here for Thursday night. That's all I got for you. I thank you for being here. Kind of wild video, just talked and talked and talked. We're about 15 minutes in here, so I'd be remiss if I didn't mention, go to Team Rise or Fall, like, share, subscribe, and please leave a comment. What am I doing that you're enjoying? What am I doing that you dislike? I'm a grown man, I'm an adult, I can take the heat. So let me know what you think, and again, I'll see you the same time. Let's get together Friday afternoon sometime and we'll talk college football. But until then, enjoy the Packers at Arizona. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.